There are a lot of people who complain that when they call their pastors or priests or apostles, they don't pick calls. And at times, they blame the men of God so much. One of the reasons why they don't pick your calls at times is because they are too busy. When you call them, sometimes try to imagine that there are other 500 who are calling them. Sometimes you call them or they call them only when they have problems. They never call these people just to greet them, to thank them. They just call them only when they have problems. At times, they want you, or the pastors want these people to grow spiritually. Try to imagine you have a child in your house, and this child do not grow. He does not grow. She does not walk. As a parent, you get frustrated. So at times, these pastors, these priests, they get frustrated because they have taught them for some years, but they don't want to grow. Any small problem, they call them. They have problem with their wife's husband, they call them. They have problem at school, they call them. When a child sneezes, they call them. They cannot make decision whether to go to take the child to hospital or to the priest. They call them. It's good to call them, yes. They pick. Some of them who really wish they have more than 10 years so that they can listen to you. At times, they don't pick your calls because they told you that you can call other intercessors in the same church. But since you believe a bishop must take your calls, or the pastor or a specific apostle, sometimes they get overwhelmed. Everybody thinks so. Sometimes they get overwhelmed. Sometimes they don't pick your calls because you don't belong to that church. You take tithes to another church, you take offerings to another church, you do everything to other churches. Even the help, you take them to other churches. You only call them when you want deliverance. Thus, they have their priorities. At times, they have been instructed by God because God wants you to grow. God wants you to pray for yourself. God wants you to be another level. Yeah. Also, another time, they have more problems than yours. You call them, tell them it's a certain problem, but they think the problem you're telling them is not a major problem. So not all of them have problems with you, those that they don't pick your calls. But it's good to understand that they have many things to handle. So always pray for them, always encourage them, sometimes visit them, sometimes give them gifts. They are human beings like any other human beings. They get tired. So if other human beings get tired, they also get tired as well. Thus, don't always blame them. Visit them physically, and at times you get to understand more. Encourage them. They are also human beings.